Welcome, friends. I hope you're having a wonderful day. This is our chance to really start opening up our bodies, getting some nice energizing movements, incorporating some twists, incorporating some back bends. Really just a really nice, well-balanced practice for me. Makes me feel my fullest and my most energetic. So that's what we're going to explore this morning or afternoon or evening. This is really awesome that we can choose whatever time we want to do our practice. So hop on your mats, whatever time of day it is, whatever day it is, and let's get ready. So let's go right into a moment just for a few breaths. We're going to come into our hero pose, okay? So sitting onto the heels if that's comfortable. If you're more comfortable cross-legged, then stay there, it's all good. So you're going to allow yourself a moment just to tune into the body, tuning in to how you're feeling physically. Maybe you feel like you have a little tension going on in your shoulders. Let that kind of roll out. Maybe you chose to use some essential oils. This morning I grabbed my Easy Air. It's lovely for opening up the pathways. So I can really enjoy that beautiful scent coming up off of my chest. If you feel the urge, you can rub your hands together here. And just take a few more nice, deep, full breaths. Allowing that breath to guide you deeper into the self. Deeper in, away from your thoughts, away from your worries, away from your fears. Away from your anger, sadness, whatever it might be that's been keeping you away from this beautiful moment. Tune into this. There's nothing for you to do. There's nowhere for you to go. But just be here with yourself and enjoy this moment. Okay, so as you allow that breath to deepen a little bit here, we are noticing indeed all those layers of the self, how we're feeling emotionally and in the mind and energetically. Again, just allowing everything to melt away as we come back to the present and back to the breath. Okay, get the breath going a little bit deeper here before we start moving. Expand, open up through the belly. Low ribs and heart expanding last. Exhale, try and draw in and out through the pelvic floor and in and out through the low belly. Not to your fullest capacity. Just a nice gentle lifting to engage those muscles. In breath, we expand. Out breath, we're engaging in and up. Keep this flow of the breath moving for your whole practice, giving you an incredible way to cleanse your body, to energize your system, to stimulate your metabolism, and to give you something extra, added focus as you return back to your breath each time. All right, let's come on to the hands and the knees. We'll start with a few gentle movements. Taking our in-breath, once the palms are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. And press into the tops of the feet a little bit, so we're also just getting that little bit of engagement through the legs. We'll take our in-breath, guiding the tail up, the heart, and the gaze forward. Breathing out, we'll round the tail. Guide the chin to the chest. Relax the head, shake it out a little bit. In-breath, tail moves up first, heart and gaze come forward. Out breath, round the tail under, chin to the chest again, cat pose. I invite you to get playful here, to get creative, to get intuitive, and start moving your body organically. How does it want to move a little differently? How does it want to stray from the norm? That's okay. We need to be listening to those callings, not only in our bodies, but in our mind and our soul's calling. Okay, we'll take a few more breaths. Remembering always that this is your practice, and the more you can allow yourself the opportunity to be with those extra little moments, those extra little movements that you need, the more you're going to gain benefit from your practice. Okay, last breath. Beautiful. Let's come back into neutral spine here. So we're gazing down to the floor for now. We're going to start by reaching the right arm forward. If you can, if this balance and stability and strength are all there, left leg is reaching back behind you. So engaging, flexing through those fingers so you feel the whole arm strong. Flexing through the lifted foot so you feel the whole leg nice and strong. Still finding that expansion and contraction with each breath. You're welcome to stay steady here in center, or take your in-breath and look forward. Out-breath, elbow to the knee. Inhale. Extend, exhale, contract. This is too much. The knee can be back on the floor, or hand can be back on the floor rather, knee coming toward the nose. Okay, one more breath. Let's extend the body, roll the wrist and ankle in one direction, and in the other. And we'll set the hand and knee back to the floor. Beautiful. Let's go for the other side. Left arm reaching forward. If it's there, right leg is coming back. I want you to feel your whole body at work here together in unison. Take an next breath in, looking forward. Exhale, elbow to the knee or nose to the knee. In breath, extend. Exhale, contract. Follow your breath. Good, extending once more. A few rolls of the wrist and ankle. Beautiful. Set the hand and knee back down to the floor. We're going to bring the knees nice and close and tuck the toes under. Start walking the hands in toward the legs so that you can begin lifting the knees up off of the mat. You might need that extra stability. Maybe this doesn't suit your body to be in this little tippy toe squat. Your knees aren't happy, so feel free to come a little higher, okay? Decrease that bend in the knees. If you're happy to play with balance in here, a hand or both hands may feel comfortable in coming together at heart center. If they are, start to think about broadening the chest, sitting up nice and tall in your spine. Good, we'll take an inhale, and with the exhale, you can twist toward your right side. Open up the arms so the left fingers come to the floor. Right hand reaches up. If you feel stable, looking up to the top hand. Inhale, back through to center. Exhale, right fingers outside the left leg onto the floor. Left hand up, maybe looking up. Just keep your steady gaze if this is too much to look. And breathe in, back to center. Good, we're going to walk our hands forward as we open up into our downward facing dog. You're going to let the knees bend one at a time. As the opposite heel comes down to the earth, bend the knees nice and deep if you feel you're not able to really get that weight out of your hands. So really guide the belly back to the thighs with both knees bent if you need it. Otherwise, keep playfully moving. We'll take just a couple more breaths. Let's take one more in-breath and look forward with that breath, taking a nice little walk to the top of the mat. We'll settle our way into a forward bend when we get there, bending the knees, relaxing the body, relaxing the head, give it a nice shaking no and nodding yes. Inhale your way to flat back, hands to shins or thighs, nice and long in the spine. Exhale, fold your way forward. Inhale, come to length, broadening the chest again. Exhale, back into your bend. One more time, inhale to rise up. And exhale to fold forward. Let's take our feet a little bit closer if you can. If the back needs a space, keep them hip distance, otherwise big toe mounds are touching. Knees are bending. We're pressing down into the feet, coming up into our first chair pose of the morning. Our legs are already energized and awakened, but they are going to really be dictating how high or low you can comfortably be in your chair. Also your back especially, so feel where that feels right. We're going to stack the spine, float the arms on up the midline into the air. You want a little more challenge here. You're going to peel your right heel off of the floor. Just keep those tippy toes connected there for a moment. They might feel like they can comfortably lift. One more breath. And as you set that right foot back down mindfully, we'll let the weight switch to the right foot as you start lifting your left heel. So you really want to keep that weight in the big and small toe mounds in the center of the heel, especially if you start to lift that left foot off of the mat. Soften the shoulders, soften the face, wherever you can be here. Last breath in. Exhale, place the foot back down, come back into your forward bend. Use your next out breath, start pushing down through the feet deeply. Coming up to stand, nice and slow, stack of the spine. Arms are coming together up the midline with the backs of the hands touching, so you feel that real effortless float of your arms. Reach up through the fingertips, gaze up through to them even if you can. Remember those 3 points in your feet, press down through them so you feel you can grow even taller through the fingers. Exhale, send the arms back and down. We'll rest them to the sides here for a moment into our mountain. I want you to tune into your body, how strong it feels, how aware you feel of your whole body here, of your feet and your legs, your pelvis, your whole torso, front and back. Feel everything all the way down to the fingertips and all the way to the top of the head. Back to those expansions and contractions. We're taking 2 more breaths here in our mountain posture, Tadasana. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, bend the knees. Come on down into your forward fold. Half lift again as we breathe in. Bow forward as you breathe out. Getting ready for a chair. Feet are, again, hip distance for more space. They're close for more challenge. Up the midline. We'll float the arms. Let's draw the hands down through the midline. This time we're twisting to our right side. Left elbow outside the knee. If it doesn't get there, take your hand there instead. Top hand to the sky or right hip. Inhale your way back to center. Look at your knees. Well, they should be side by side here still. Exhale, twisting to your opposite side. Look again at your knees. Maybe that right knee popped forward. You want to draw it back. Keep your pelvis neutral. Back through center with the in-breath. Okay, let's guide the hands up to the heart here. Or just stand a little taller in your chair, and we'll start peeling that right heel off of the mat again. Can you lift the toes up? Maybe that knee's coming a little higher, working on the strength of the hip flexor and core. Maybe you feel you can even extend that leg for 2 full breaths. Might not be lifted super high, that's okay. Take this right foot and step back to the end of your mat. So your back heel, or your back arch rather, is aligning with your front heel approximately. Always readjust your body a little bit. It might not quite suit your body, and that's okay. Are your legs wide enough? Can you get deep enough into that front knee that it feels right for your warrior 1? Arms are floating up the midline into the air. Nice tall reach up. Only looking to the hands if it's comfortable. They might even be interlacing. Sending the arms back and down here. We'll interlace the fingers behind us now, lifting the chest upward, the gaze upward. Beautiful. Release your palms. We'll plant them at the top of the mat and step back into a downward dog. Pedal your feet out a few times. Notice how your legs feel different from one another. Take a bend into the knees here, imagining a hurdle between your hands and your feet. You're going to push your hips up high over that hurdle, lengthening the limbs, shifting the hips and head into one line for plank pose. Feel free to set your knees down here for support as you exhale down. If it's part of your practice and you feel comfortable coming down like a board, you can. Tops of the feet are starting to really glue down into the mat again here. We'll take our exhale, engage through the pelvic floor and the belly, feeling that added strength to lift the chest. And maybe the gaze if it's comfortable. Exhale, we'll come back down to the floor. Take another inhale. Exhale, engage and lift. We're going to stay lifted for 2 full breaths this time if you can. Another deep breath in and exhale, strong and steady back to the floor. One more breath in at the mat. Exhale, engage. Through the core, we're lifting back into that baby cobra. We should be able to lift the hands. We're just using the strength of the back. Staying for 3 breaths this time. And using the out breath to come back down toward the floor. We'll tuck the toes, transition up and back into downward dog. You can always press to the knees and up and back. If you want the challenge, you're going to push into the hands with tucked toes, coming up like a board, and then up and back from there. We're looking to the top of the mat and starting to walk our way there as we did. Maybe you want to take a big step. You might feel the urge to bend your knees and hop to the top of your mat. Think about sending your hips really high if you're going for the hop. Fold forward as you exhale. Half lift, breathing in. Fingertips can always be on the floor for a flat back if this flexibility is there for you. Exhale and fold forward. Prepare for your chair. Exhale. Now we're coming up with a really strong core engaged. Inviting that nice big breath in. Good. Hands together into the heart. Now we're going to move a little bit here with our twist. So as we're exhaling, twisting to the right side, take the gaze up if you can. As you inhale, we're coming back up through center. So you might just come back up. You might feel the urge to give a little hop up. And as you exhale, twisting to your left side. Inhale, center, just reaching up or hopping. Exhale to the right. If you are taking that little hop, make sure you're landing with bent knees, keeping the joints nice and safe. Last time, to the left side. Good, hands are at the heart. We're shifting the weight into the right foot as the left heel starts lifting off of the floor. Maybe that knee's lifting higher so the toes lift off of the mat as well. Remember your option here, if you can comfortably extend the leg, we have 2 more breaths. So still bent and strong in that right leg. Stepping back into our warrior 1. Step it to the end of your mat. Heel to heel or heel to arch alignment here. Okay, actually heel to heel, and if you need it, you're actually going to step that back foot off even further to the left side. In our warrior 1, we want to invite our chest to turn forward. Okay, so find that rotation and float the arms into the sky. Are you deep enough into the front leg to suit your body? We'll take the exhale, float the arms back and down. We'll interlace them again here. Nice lift of the heart and gaze. So the neck feels long if you're looking up. You want to use your eyes just as much as the head and neck. Good. Let's bring the palms down to the floor. We'll step back into our downward dog. And release the legs when you get there. Getting ready to move down to the floor again for another back bend. Let's bend the knees in preparation. So when we're bending those knees, we're really thinking about pressing the belly back to the thighs, sending the sit bones up to the sky, feeling even weight in the toe mounds. Bend the elbows a little bit too, so you can really get that push up high and over your hurdle as you breathe into plank pose. Exhale your way down. Remember, knees can come down for support. If you can keep the chest broad and lifted the whole time, you can exhale down like a board. Beautiful. Tops of the feet are back to the floor. We're going to take this progressively higher this time if the body's allowing that for you. So exhale, just starting with your gentle cobra. Little lift. Only looking forward in these if it feels good in your back and in your neck. And then exhale back down. Next out breath, engage again. Lifting up. Maybe just that little bit higher. You can use your hands a little bit. Exhale back down. If you feel you want to go a little higher, set your hands a little further forward, a little wider. Do start with that engagement. Start with the lift from the strength, and then a little more flexibility comes from the arms. Exhale, coming back down. Okay, about 3 more times. You can choose if you still want to keep setting the hands a little wider, rising up a little higher, but just pay attention to how this feels in your back and what's happening in your shoulders. Keep them down away from the ears. Don't let them creep up and cause any tension. Last round. If you choose here, we're going to stay for about 3 breaths. You might even be right up onto the fingertips if this flexibility especially is there in your spine, okay? You need to keep moving or just come back to the floor, then come back down. Make this yours. And we're exhaling all the way back to the belly and chest. Palms are coming under the shoulders again. Remember your options, back to the knees and pressing up and back. Or press through tucked toes, press through the palms under the shoulders and into plank, through then downward dog. Okay, let's take just about 3 more breaths here in our downward dog. See how your body wants you to move organically. We'll be coming down into a child's pose. Knees can stay nice and close if your back needs that extra release. You might feel happy to open up the knees a little wider, especially if you want to bring some attention to the hips, or if you can't quite breathe as deeply as you wish you could in a child's pose with the knees side by side. Let yourself come down into child's. Maybe the floor is too far for the forehead, so make a pillow with your hands. I want you to take a moment and just remember how you felt at the very beginning of your practice, and feel how you feel here now. Feel this renewed sense of energy in your body. Come back to your breathing. So let's slide a little inversion in here. Very gentle one. We're going to take the knees close if they aren't already. Wrap your arms around the body so you're holding your heels. Here we're going to start to lift into rabbit pose. So we're pressing or holding tightly onto those heels so we can start to lift the hips away from them. Letting yourself roll to the very top of your head. So you don't have much weight in your head here. You can feel that gentle connection. If the heels feel too far away, you might be instead holding your ankles or even kind of holding the back of your thighs. Any way that you can really invite the shoulder blades to draw away from each other and open up some space in the upper back for you. One more breath. And the hips will sink back down. We have 3 more breaths here in child's pose. Rest where it feels right. If the arms are happy alongside of you, let them stay there. Maybe the arms instead want to be in front of you, just walking around the body to open them up and explore them. It's your practice, so decide what you need right now. Making our way into our final Shavasana, our most important posture of all. So put on any layers you might need. Grab yourself a blanket if you choose. Maybe your back isn't the happiest when you extend your legs fully, so you're welcome to keep your knees bent and just rest the knees together, making sure your feet are nice and wide to help you do this. Maybe you have a cushion you like to put under your knees instead. Okay? If your legs are okay to extend out, doesn't trouble the body, allow them to. Open the legs up a little wider so the feet can roll off to either side. I want to be attentive and mindful here. Do I need to readjust my seat? If you do, go ahead and take that moment. And then feel your feet growing heavier. Feel your legs growing heavier. Feel your hips relaxing. And really giving in to the support of the floor through the entire low body. And tuning into the shoulders. Do they need gentle rearranging? Can you create more space for the chest and shoulders? Are the palms happy to turn open to face the sky, far enough away from the body they aren't touching? Nice and open. And feeling that ease again settling through the trunk, front and back. Feel it moving up into the shoulders, down the arms, into the tips of the fingers. You need to gently rearrange your chin and toward the chest, allowing the neck to be a little longer. As you relax the neck, invite that softness into your jaw, your temples, into your forehead. I invite you to rest here as long as you can today, as long as you need. It might be 2 minutes. It might be 20 minutes. Give yourself whatever that needs to be. Allowing your body to rest and heal and rejuvenate and process everything you've just been exploring on your mat. Thank you for practicing with me. Enjoy this time of beautiful rest. Namaste.